Welcome to my channel, guys, and we have made it to another video. And it's been a while now since I did any review. However, I'm gonna be dropping some more reviews more frequently. So, to cut a long story short, there's this thing circulating now about Manchester United's progress so far, right? And persons have went as far as to say they are the same team from last year and so forth, in which basically most of the team are the same players which we had from last year, right? And there's this statistic circulating about that at this point last season, Manchester United were at 51 points, and this season they are currently at 50 points. However, any real sensible person with real football knowledge can look and see that this Manchester United team versus the Manchester United team last season are two different teams. Yes, they are not perfect, they are not the end product, and we are not where we want to be at the moment. However, we are in the top four, level on points at Newcastle, and we have two games in and over closest competitors are Tottenham in the table right there. Correct me if I am wrong, right? But like I was saying the other night to some persons, I see the difference that Ten Hag has made on this team, right? And given the fact that since Fergie left Manchester United in 2013, no coach was able to steady the ship like how Eric Ten Hag did in his few months managing the club so far. I was quite impressed. A lot of persons are impressed. It was unexpected and it's unbelievable. But now, after one or two bad results, you have people who are quick to judge and say, oh, it's the same thing. No. The difference between last season and this season is that I can see where certain foundations have been laid down by the coach. And I see the certain principles being applied to the players, and the players have really bought into the coach's ideas, right? Previous managers we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was the closest of giving us a glimpse of the future, as in, trying to get back to the glory days or so forth. In his 3 year stint at United, he managed to finish second and third in consecutive seasons for the first time post Alex Ferguson era, right? However, Ole doesn't really have a set way he wants his team to play. He might have an idea, but his football team doesn't really have an identity. And that was causing the problem in the team for such a long time. Yes, the team made history, they broke records. Correct me if I'm wrong with some history, but yes, we broke some records. We went on an amazing away run where we had some fantastic away record broken and set. So, and in other words, but the thing about Ole was that this minute it's hot, the next minute it's cold, this minute it's good, and the next minute it's bad. Eric Ten Hag is the only manager that I have seen to really lay down a mark on these players. And what I'm trying to say is that yes, you had Jose Mourinho, as we all know, known as a special one. Things never turned out like how we wanted it to turn out, right? But after a while, the dressing room became toxic, and that has always been a problem with him wherever he goes. He's a great coach, one of the greatest coach, which I admire. But Jose Mourinho being Jose Mourinho, right? And then yes, you have some players in the dressing room who are toxic, and as a result of that, they help to intoxicate the environment, which is the locker room, and as a result of that, negative things start to pour into the room. But in this case, it's different. Eric Ten Hag came in, he had to endure our worst start in a Premier League season in our history, losing the first two games miserably. However, we bounced back in the third game against Liverpool, winning 2-1 at Old Trafford. And from there on, we went on this run. We went on a consistent run throughout. Right before the World Cup and after the World Cup, we continued where we left off, right? And what I have observed is we have started to play a different type of way. And what people need to understand and remember is that Eric Ten Hag is still in his first year at the club. It's not even 1 year yet since he's been at the club. And we have seen so many changes that he has made to the team, right? I've never seen Manchester United played this good in the past few years consistently. I saw that under Eric Ten Hag so far. Yes, we grinded out results. We were getting clean sheets, and at one point when I was keeping check, we had the most wins in Europe. The last time I checked, in a few weeks ago, was like we were at 31 wins, winning the most matches in Europe. However, we were still third in the Premier League table, right? But that would have marked how far Ten Hag has brought this team. And like I said, majority of these players in this team are players who have been at the club for a couple of years now. However, they all bought into it, and some of them are playing like different individuals, right? So this is my opinion, and not only is this my opinion, but I'm just stating facts here. Any real footballing person with intelligence can see and understand and comprehend what is happening at the club, right? It's not yet the finished product, yes, but it's a process, right? And so far, he has made us as fans believe again that the team can compete, given the fact that the team is not 100% in his image or likeness as yet. So far, he has bought a few players, players like Christian Eriksen, who will be coming back into the team shortly. You have Carlos Casemiro, who has been instrumental to Manchester United's success this season and has been greatly missed whenever he's not playing, right? Then you have Anthony. So far, I think he has done fairly well. However, it could have been better, but let's not forget, this is his first season in the Premier League, right? Remember, Manchester City bought Jack Grealish for like £100+, and I don't know, he never hit the ground running, given the fact that he has been playing in the Premier League for several years. So Anthony is only 22, turning 23 this year. This is his first season. I think he has done okay so far, but as you know, playing for a club like Manchester United, it's a big deal. And as a modern day winger, you have to be producing the goods, right? So the demand is out there more on wingers today than it was back in the day. So I think that he will come of age. I believe in him, and I trust that he will produce the goods, right? So give him time. So like I said, the coach, he had studied the ship to some extent. So far, this has been Marcus Rashford's best season. So far, I think he's almost at 30 goals. Not at 30 goals yet, but correct me if I am wrong, right? He was scoring game to game, and he has stepped up his game, and I have seen a new level of consistency in his game as well. Because currently, Marcus Rashford is our go-to man, as in he is the main man of the team right now in terms of getting us goals in the final third of the pitch. Hopefully, further down, someone else can help to shoulder that responsibility of scoring goals. Other players have been scoring goals as well, but it's mainly Rashford that we are dependent on. Okay, so yes, we have seen what he has done with him. Lisandro Martinez at centre back with Varane has been inspirational for most part of the season. Yes, we have a few hiccups here and there, but the positives outweighs the negatives. That's my point, basically. And like I said the other day, some persons were digging deep on the players and they were bashing them and thrashing them. I was like, come on, You're not really looking on this thing from a footballing perspective, right? So what I see so far, and I have said in a review last year when Eric Ten Hag was appointed as manager, I said he is the man for the job. The way how he came in and dealt with the pressure that was facing him, had to deal with the Ronaldo saga, had to deal with losing back-to-back games when the season just started. I think the atmosphere was, I don't know, words can't explain. It was, yeah, it was really bad, really, really bad. And he passed that test with flying colors, right? At one point this season, Manchester United were even in the shout of a title challenge, right? So can you just imagine when he gets another transfer window to operate and get some more players that suits his style of play? Because as we all have known, Eric Ten Hag is Dutch, and he looked up to the great Johan Cruyff for inspiration and certain philosophies and principles in the way they play their football, right? So Eric Ten Hag is a smart man, and like I said, he has his philosophy, and coaches all around Europe has talked great things about him. So I believe that we are in good hands, and there's no reason to panic because that doesn't make any sense. And the manager is not the problem. Okay, he came into this big club with very big problems, and so far, I give him a pass. And also, he has won a trophy already. He has won the Carabao Cup trophy already. And we are currently in the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So yes, we are still on course to have a good season. And like I said, our fate is in our own hands, especially with qualifying for the Champions League next season, right? So we have that in our hands. The ball is in our court, and it's just up to us to just get the job done and move on from there. So next season, hopefully, we can challenge in the real and proper way for the title to restore back the glory days. All right, so in closing, like I said, the positives outweighs the negatives. And one thing I've noticed about Eric Ten Hag's team this season is that the players, they go out and they work, they fight. Even if we lose a game today, tomorrow they'll bounce back and come up with a win. They grind out results. They have gained big victories. And let us not forget, Eric Ten Hag has beaten almost every big team he has faced so far this season. We have beaten the likes of Manchester City at the Etihad. We have beaten Arsenal. We were the first team to beat Arsenal this season, 3-1 at the Emirates. We have beaten Liverpool 2-1 at Old Trafford. We have drawn with Chelsea so far. We still have another fixture with them. And we have beaten Tottenham 2-0 already. And just to add to that, we have kicked Barcelona out of the Europa League, right? So, yes, there are a lot of positives. And another thing about that is that the way how we approach these big games, we don't approach these games like in the past, like we just go and we sit back and invite pressure on us. No, we take the game to them, regardless of the opposition. So he has installed a fearless factor in these players that they can go out and win against any team they play. So yes, I stand by my word. And like I said, this is my opinion, but not only it is my opinion, it is also facts. So Ten Hag is the man, and the team is in good hands, and I'm quite positive that we will end the season on a good note, even at least qualifying for the Champions League. That's the main target, and that was the main objective prior to the start of this season. So let's not forget that. And also, we have already won a trophy. This has been our first trophy won in the past 6 years. So yes, I think we're heading in the right direction with the right manager. So these are my few words. Feel free to comment and let me know your views, all right? So stay tuned for next time. Easy go.